Hello! Welcome back to another Broken Binding unboxing. This, of course, being the subscription, because there's my number 805. Very excited because it's been a couple months since we've had our last subscription box. The January, February, and March title, the first quarter of 2023, is the Great Leveler series by Joe Abercrombie. The Heroes, Best Served Cold, and oh god, what was it? Red Country. Red Country's the other one. Well, anyways, they did the first title, Best Served Cold, and then the second and third titles, the February and March titles, had a problem with them. They had these nice stenciled edges, page edges, and they didn't match up. And Broken Binding said, you know what, we're sending all these books back. Not the first one, because that's already shipped out. So February and March are coming eventually. But anyways, here is April. I know we're in May, but they had a little delay with this as well. This is the Tide Child Trilogy. This is the April title, The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. April of 2023, getting it just a little over a week into May. I'll not deny the hag, my love. Let us fly to her in pride. I'll not deny the hag, my love. For duty have I died. Okay, very nice. I have not read The Tide Child. Big surprise there. But, man, it sounds very interesting. It sounds Viking-esque, if you will. But mythological Vikings. Not them real Vikings. And I don't even know if Viking is the right word for it, but that's what I'm going with. Well, I was ripping down the page, but there it is there. So this is The Bone Ships. It is an epic fantasy that tells the story of a war between two factions, two countries, two clans, I'm not really sure. Two somethings. The Tide Child Trilogy, number 1. They use... It's like a world of islands. So, lots of water. The 100 Isles. And they have constructed their ships from the bones of fallen dragons, which is the coolest and most metal way to construct your ships. So, whoa! Now that's a cool cover. Dragons haven't been around for some time. And now a new dragon has been found in the wild. And so now these two fighting factions, these two warring sides, are trying to capture and kill this dragon. Or at least capture it. I don't know if they're trying to kill it. Maybe they're going to weaponize it. I don't know. To win this war. But wow! I mean, I knew it had sprayed edges. All 3 books are going to look incredible next to each other. But I forgot about the foil on the boards. That is awesome! Just your regular black sprayed top and edge, top and bottom edges. Wow, that is cool. And it even goes into like the end papers too. So this, whoa, okay. Number 805 of 1500, signed by R.J. Barker. Is that stamped on it or is that just printed on it? Like, did she stamp each one of these? She must have, because it's bleeding through on the back. That is cool. RJB, our own little stamp. That's really cool. I am not familiar with the works of R.J. Barker, but wow, this sounds awesome. This sounds great. You know what also had some great ships in it? Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. Hint, hint, wink, wink. They should get on that and do special editions of... oh my god, was that called The Shattered Sea? The Shattered Sea Trilogy, that's what it was called. Half a king, half a war, half a king, half the world, half a war was the order. Phenomenal trilogy. It got a special edition from Subterranean Press. But that has nothing to do with R.J. Barker here. There is a ribbon marker in here. It's just kind of buried. There it is. There it is, peeking out the bottom. Hello. No interior illustrations, but that's fine. It's to be expected. Broken Binding. Very much, I hate... because it sounds derivative of it. It's kind of like a fancy trade edition, but what a fancy trade edition it is. Decent sized margins. One of the only complaints I have about the Broken Binding is that they used glued bindings. I mean, they have a little headband glued on, so you can't really see, but they're not sewn page blocks. They're glued, which, I mean, it's cheaper. It's what a lot of publishers do these days. But when it comes to small press, even though I wouldn't necessarily consider Broken Binding a small press, they're more of a bookstore, an independent bookstore, than a small press. But other small presses, do a lot of sewn bindings. So that's my only disappointment with the Broken Binding. But I can't fault them for it because they're not publishing themselves. They're working alongside like Orbit or Tor or whomever the other publishers are that they're working alongside. So they're at the whim of those other publishers. So anyways, the Tide Child is going to be April, May, and June. I believe the May book has already shipped. I saw some people online in the UK were getting their copies already. I mean, I just got the bone ships, so maybe I'll get the second book just around the corner. And then, June will be right around the corner from that. And they are doing a Tier 2 subscription. So Tier 1, you get the signed book, all the little goodies. Tier 2, you get the nice book. You get the book itself. It's unsigned. And you don't get any additional goodies. You might get bookmarks if they're left over, but like anything that you might get, like whether it's an art print, which they say like art print, but I think the only art print I've ever gotten from Broken Binding was Legends and Lattes, which wasn't part of the subscription, but I mean, it was still pretty cool. So anyways, Tier 1, there's a wait list on. Tier 2, you can sign up for. I think there's still a wait list on that one, but I think they're just adding people more frequently to that. I'm not 100%. But you can go to thebrokenbindingsub.com for their exclusive non-subscriber books, of which they have a lot. If you're in the UK, you just go to thebrokenbinding.com because you go directly to the main site. But it's still really cool. I am very intrigued by this one. I mean, I've got a lot of books to read, if you couldn't tell from my channel. But once I do read it, I will give it a book review. So please consider liking and subscribing. I do a lot of these Broken Binding unboxings, as well as unboxings from other folks. So like I said, please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll see you around next time.